And morning, it's the Movie of the Week show!
Huzzah!
From Empire Magazine in Australasia, I'm Dan Murphy, editor. With me is reviews editor James Jennings and senior editor David Michael Brown. And the movie we're going to talk about today is the new one from Alexander Payne, and it's called Nebraska.
Yes, right. So anyone who's familiar with Alexander Payne's past films, which Sideways, Election, The Descendants, among them, probably know what to expect, which he goes for sort of like a very naturalistic style of drama where events seem to just unfold, and this movie is no different. It's basically a road film that tells the story of a guy called Woody, who's, I think, in his 70s. He's kind of from a small town, quite poor, and he's kind of losing his marbles a bit. He's got one of those things in a magazine which says, hey, you've won these sweepstakes, you've won $1 million. And most people know that that's a load of crap. He takes it seriously and thinks that he has $1 million to claim. So he keeps on taking off on foot to
down the freeway
yeah, to go and collect his money at the expense of his own health, because he is quite a frail old man. His son David, who's played by Will Forte, who's best known for being a cast member from Saturday Night Live, plays his son. Straight role here. And he's great, very understated in his performance, and he decides that, you know, what the hell, Dad's going to keep taking off, I think I may as well just drive him to Nebraska. Nebraska is like the end point, isn't it?
That's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah, right. So it becomes a father and son road trip where, you know, the tensions between the two of them, he hasn't been a great dad, he's, you know, problems with alcohol, hasn't always been there for his kids, so there's a lot of kind of like simmering tension underneath. And what happens is that on this road trip, they sort of, you know, the son David learns a lot more about his father because they go through his old hometown, and all of these characters
come out of the woodwork
thinking that they can score some money off Woody, of course the money being non-existent. So we get to learn more about Woody's past because of, you know, his newfound celebrity status. And all the while you've got a guy called Ed Pegram, played by Stacey Keach, who's basically the town bully, that has issues still with Woody, and that sort of creates some interesting dynamics and tense and wonderful scenes in the film as well. And I should also mention that there's another brother, David's brother Ross, is played by Bob Odenkirk from TV's Breaking Bad, played Saul. And we've also got June Squibb as the wife, Kate. Now, she starts off the film as a very irritating woman, and you kind of like, I can kind of understand why Woody wants to take off.
Yeah.
As the film develops, though, you can learn more about her, and she becomes hilariously funny, and you sort of come around to loving her quite a lot. So
there's a lot of nuances that happen here, because like the narrative just sort of little bombs, little drop. Yeah. Into the silence, you know what I mean? There's sort of not, and nothing's ever really explained wholly, you know, like it's within his past. And their relationship is complex, as a lot of old people's relationships.
Yeah, they've been together for years.
For a long times, and so, you know, they're deeply entwined, but at the same time kind of abrasive we're very abrasive with one another. But she does come to his defense on a couple of occasions quite, you know, passionately. It's you know, it's shot in black and white beautifully, and it never looks better than when it's capturing the Midwest of America, like Montana and
oh, it's gorgeous to look at.
And Bruce Dern's hair looks amazing in the black and white photography. I mean, it's demented at best, but now it's white. And
it's a really. I was kind of wondering about the choice of it. I'm not exactly sure the thematic material, maybe why he would choose to shoot it in monochrome, but I think half of it is just so you can get those sunsets and sunlights, and the neon in the strip malls even just grabs it. Plus, it depletes it of glamour, I think, as well. And there's not a glamorous bone in this movie's body.
Not at all, no.
All the characters, there's a lot of polar fleece, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very, this is wintry territory. They're all just above dirt poor, realistically, and that's where they've got to, you know what I mean?
And all fantastic characters, I was like the look of all the peripheral characters. When you mentioned Stacey Keach, but all the others, they're and most of them look like they've just walked off the street of that town. They don't look like actors.
In the Nebraska town that they're
in. They look so real and like craggy and
his hometown, and everyone comes to congratulate. Well, hi, Woody. You know, it is terrific. I think there's Look, sorry, James.
I was going to say, look, it's probably worth noting that this the screenplay for the film, written by Bob Nelson, is his first produced screenplay, and it is superb. All of the events unfurl in such a naturalistic manner. Nothing feels false. Nothing feels fake. Nothing feels contrived.
It doesn't feel like a screenplay. It feels like you're actually watching
real
their
life.
life unfold.
But it is compelling because it's all about, in Alexander Payne's style of films that he makes, uncovering family secrets. And it's just, I think it's masterfully done. So the screenplay's been nominated for an Academy Award, as has the film, and as has Bruce Dern in the lead role of Woody.
He's fantastic in this. I mean, he's such a character anyway. You just see him in real life, and he's had such a long career, kind of starting off in all the Roger Corman films years ago, and it's kind of like, it's great that he's getting this appreciation now, because I think he's one of those great actors who's always just tripped his way through.
He's been a journeyman, I think. Yeah, he's not a show pony, and I don't think he's ever been given show pony roles.
He's never been celebrated,
and he doesn't play it like that either. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very, like, there's not a lot of growth to a degree with Woody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I think he's great in it.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think it's a very subtle performance. You know what I mean? I still like Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave for Best Actor for me. But I mean,
I don't think Bruce will win.
Yeah,
but it is.
It's
a great career.
It's on the week after we talk about it too. So we'll know soon.
We could all be proved wrong in the next show.
That's right. Look, I mean, there was some elements of it that I felt were, and this is his thing, like, because it is so naturalistic. There's no screaming high points. You know what I mean? Or very few. So I kept wanting to have some magnificent piece of melodrama,
right,
which says more about me than the film, I think. But I'm going to give it 4 stars because I think it's a terrific piece of cinema, really worth seeing.
Yeah. Look, it's 5 stars from me. I think it's just a wonderfully nuanced film. Some really funny stuff in there as well, and very touching stuff. I found a lot of it. It's one of those films that it kind of sneaks up on you. You kind of watch it, and characters who begin the film unlikable, by the end of the film, you have a deeper understanding of them.
The family, like his family, is like
all
these dirt poor farmer brothers. They're all sitting around virtually in phalanx watching a football game. Like it's.
They haven't seen each other for years, but don't say a word.
They don't say a word to each other.
Yeah.
It's all very men and men. Kind of world, and the women bitch in the kitchen. You know what I mean? About each other and about the lives. But it's look, fair enough, mate.
Yeah, it rang true to me. So 5 stars. Dave?
And Alexander Payne has just proved again what a great director he is. I think it's an almost perfect film. It's not quite a 5, and I don't really know why. It kind of nails a 4. And I love Bruce Dern in it. I love the look of it, the script, the cinematography. So just an incredibly solid 4 out of 5.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's 2 4s and a 5 for Nebraska, a film that should be on your immediate see list while it's in cinemas, and I'm assuming it's going to get a fairly medium release. I haven't checked that, but I don't think it's going to be wide.
It's worth hunting out, though.
It's well worth hunting out.
Indeed.
It's a good see. The soundtrack is great. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Until then, bye for now.